Hello, I'm Amelia. Welcome to this moment together, just you and me. I want to start by sharing something that so many men never quite realize until it's almost too late. In a relationship, touching a woman isn't about one simple move or a quick technique. It's about discovering those very special parts of her that act like hidden keys. When you turn them gently, with real care and presence, they unlock deep waves of love, trust, and closeness. And often, this emotional opening happens long before her body even begins to respond physically. I've spent more than 20 years sitting with couples in my office, guiding them through every season of love, from the electric spark of new romance to the quiet, steady warmth of decades together. I've heard the laughter, the tears, the silences that say more than words ever could. Today, I want to talk to you like a close friend over a cup of coffee. No complicated theories, no empty promises, just honest truths drawn from the study of the mind, the way our brains light up with connection, and the real-life stories I've witnessed again and again. Before we dive deeper, let me ask you something simple and sincere. Do you truly know where and how your partner wants to be touched? I'm not talking about the obvious places most guys jump to first. I'm talking about the spots that make her heart feel truly seen, safe, and cherished. The small, intentional gestures that whisper, "I understand you," even before anything else unfolds. So many men sit across from me and say with confidence, "I know my partner inside and out," but when I gently ask this question, a thoughtful silence often follows. It's not because they're failing, it's because no one ever handed them a real guide. Relationships don't come with manuals, and women, even when they feel these needs in their souls, don't always have the words to express them. Instead, they speak through the way they linger in a hug, the softness in their eyes, or the subtle way they lean in or pull away. That's why I'm so glad you're here with me right now. Today, we're going to explore 7 beautiful areas on a woman's body that go far beyond the physical. These aren't just spots on a map, they're doorways to her emotions. When you approach them with kindness, patience, and genuine presence, everything changes. Your touch stops being just hands on skin and becomes a language of the heart, a way to say, "I'm here with you," without uttering a single word. From my years of experience, I've seen one pattern repeat like clockwork. Men often follow their instincts, thinking a direct touch will spark instant magic. But for most women, desire doesn't start like flipping a switch. It begins with safety, with feeling truly cared for in the moment. Many good-hearted men believe they're doing everything right, yet from her perspective, the touch can sometimes feel like it's more about him than about us. You might have wondered why the spark feels dimmer now, why she seems distant even when you're close. The answer is often simpler than we think. What men take for granted rarely stirs a woman's deepest feelings. Women respond not just to the where of touch, but to the why, the how, and the full attention behind it. When she feels with her whole being that you are truly present, that this moment is about her heart opening, her body naturally follows. But here's the tender truth. Women don't always spell it out. They show it in glances, in the way they breathe, in tiny shifts you might miss if you're not paying attention. One woman I worked with said something I'll never forget. "Please don't touch me just to touch me. Let me feel that you're really here with me first." That line captures what so many women long for. This isn't about rushing to skin on skin. It's about gently opening a door in her mind and heart. Let's begin with the first area, one that surprises so many, her hands. I start here because it's so accessible, yet so often overlooked. A woman's hands carry the weight of her day. Holding, nurturing, working, worrying. When you take her hand slowly, cradling it with warmth, you're doing something profound. Trace a soft line along her fingers or press gently into the center of her palm. Feel the connection. In my practice, I've watched couples who've been married 40 or 50 years still hold hands like newlyweds, and their emotional bond remains strong and alive. It's no coincidence. This kind of touch releases oxytocin, that beautiful brain chemical of trust, bonding, and affection. It tells her, without words, I'm with you. I see you. One small but powerful detail. Women have shared how much it matters that your hands feel clean, warm, and cared for. Rough or cold hands can break the spell in an instant. Take a moment to prepare. It's a simple act that shows respect and thoughtfulness. Imagine sitting on the couch after a long day. Instead of reaching straight for more, start here. Hold her hand, play with her fingers gently, and just be. You'll feel her shoulders soften, her breathing deepen. That's the magic beginning. Moving gently from there, let's talk about the nape of her neck, the soft area right where her hair meets her skin. This spot holds so much hidden tension from the stresses of life. When you approach it without agenda, placing your hand there with feather-light warmth, something beautiful happens. Her body begins to release. It's not about building heat right away. It's about creating comfort and safety. I remember a man in his late 50s who felt invisible to his wife after years of routine. One quiet evening, he walked up behind her as she stood by the window and simply rested his hand on the back of her neck. No words, no pressure. She paused, let out a long, deep breath, and turned to him with a smile that carried years of reconnection. That single touch reminded her she was safe with him. This kind of moment builds the foundation everything else rests on. In our busy worlds, we forget how powerful simple presence can be. Next time you're near her, try it. Let your fingers rest there softly, maybe with a slow, soothing stroke. Watch how her eyes close, how she leans ever so slightly into you. It's like telling her nervous system, you're home. Now think about the lower back, that gentle curve between her waist and hips. This area is deeply connected to feeling grounded and protected. Place your hands there softly. No gripping, no pulling her in too forcefully. Just warm, steady contact that says, I'm right here. You're safe and you're free to be exactly who you are. This touch shines in everyday moments. While you're cooking together in the kitchen, standing side by side in the morning light, or sharing a quiet hug, feel your chest against her back, your hands resting there with care. It's an embrace that speaks volumes about partnership and security. I've seen women light up when their partners remember this spot. It shifts the energy from transactional to deeply relational. Her body remembers safety, and her heart opens wider. Let's continue to another sensitive place, behind her ear and along the jawline. This area is incredibly delicate, both physically and emotionally. You can only truly explore it when trust is already present. Touch too firmly, and she may pull away. Approach with lightness and genuine warmth, and she'll melt into the moment. One woman told me this touch didn't just make her feel attractive. It made her feel truly valued, like she mattered in a profound way. For many women, that sense of being cherished is the key that unlocks everything else. Take your time here. Let your fingers brush softly. Maybe whisper something kind close to her ear. Notice how her breathing changes, how she turns toward you. It's intimate without being demanding, a bridge between emotional connection and physical closeness. Between her shoulder blades is another often forgotten treasure. This spot, right in the center of her upper back, carries the weight of responsibilities she carries alone. When you rest your hand there with kindness, you're offering protection and peace. She can't see this part of herself, so your touch becomes a beautiful reminder that she's not alone. Her heart rate slows, her mind quiets. Tension she didn't even know she was holding begins to fade. This touch is pure care. It's not leading anywhere specific. It's simply about her feeling supported. In my sessions, couples who incorporate this report feeling more emotionally synchronized, like they're truly a team facing life together. Try it during a hug or while she's sitting in front of you. Let your palms settle there warmly. The response might surprise you in the best way. Now, let's speak about the inner thighs, closer to the knees. I want to be very clear and respectful here. This isn't rushing toward more private areas. It's a beautiful middle ground, intimate enough to show desire, yet safe and honoring. Moving slowly here communicates patience and attunement. I'm close to you, and I'm happy to move at the pace that feels good for you. Many men, eager to please, skip these transitional spaces and move too quickly, which can unintentionally break trust. Slowing down here rebuilds it. Imagine tracing light patterns with your fingertips, paying attention to her responses, her sighs, the way her legs relax. These are her ways of saying yes, of inviting you deeper into connection. This respect creates a magnetic pull that's far more powerful than haste. Finally, the lower belly, around the belly button. This one often catches people by surprise, but it's where so many of our primal feelings and vulnerabilities live. Approach with complete sincerity and tenderness, as if you're holding something incredibly precious. Your hand here, warm and still, or moving in slow circles, invites her to feel safe in her deepest self. When a woman allows this touch, she's offering more than her body. She's sharing her inner world. Why do these 7 areas create such transformation? Because women experience touch not just through skin, but through hearts, minds, and memories. Every gesture carries meaning. When it's rooted in genuine care, it becomes magnetic. It draws her toward you naturally because she feels seen, safe, and adored. Throughout my years helping couples, I've noticed something profound. The men who take time to learn these nuances aren't just better lovers, they become better partners. Their relationships deepen in ways that go far beyond the bedroom. They laugh more, resolve conflicts with more compassion, and face life's challenges as true allies. I want you to imagine for a moment what your relationship could feel like if every touch carried this level of presence. No more guessing, no more wondering why the spark faded. Instead, a steady, growing intimacy that feels alive and mutual every single day. Start small. Pick one area tonight, maybe her hands or the nape of her neck. Approach without expectation. Pay attention to her responses, to the subtle shifts in her body and breath. Ask her gently what feels good, not as a checklist, but as an invitation to share. Communication like this builds a bridge that's unbreakable. Remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about showing up with an open heart. Women sense authenticity immediately. When your touch comes from a place of love rather than performance, it resonates on a soul level. As we wrap up this time together, I want you to know that change is possible at any stage. Whether you've been together for months or decades, these small intentional acts can reignite the closeness you both crave. You've taken the first step by being here, by wanting to understand her more deeply. That's something to feel proud of. If this resonated with you, I encourage you to try one thing this week and notice what happens. Share your experiences in the comments. I read them and love hearing your stories. And if you're facing bigger challenges, remember that seeking help from a counselor isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Thank you for spending this time with me, truly. I'm Amelia, and I'm rooting for your love story to be one of the beautiful ones, the kind that grows richer with every gentle touch and shared moment. Until next time, take care of each other.